Hello once again. I'm Dr. Donald Hill, a member of the Jefferson County Hospital Foundation, and we're going to have another program today. As you may have seen some of our former programs, we focus on primary services offered at our hospital and introduce you to some of its employees. And today we're going to be talking to the Dietary Department, something that most people don't get a chance to see when they're here at the hospital. And before we get into that, I want to mention that I introduce some of the people we have here today. We have Judy Cox, who you know is with our hospital. We have Mary Means, who is with our head dietitian. And we have Robbie Merrill, who's also our head of our manager of our dietary department. And I just want to say a word to the citizens out there. We want to thank you for the support you've been giving our foundation. We've been very happy with the response we've been getting as far as the success of different projects in the community, anything from wheelchairs and walkers to the schools and senior citizen site to automatic defibrillators throughout the community, where our community had the highest ratio of automatic defibrillators per ratio anywhere in Iowa, and that's quite an accomplishment. We've also had recent gifts given to kindergartens that will be donated at the kindergarten roundup. We have was it the heart monitors donated to the high school for the exercise room area? We've also, one of our new projects coming out pretty soon is we're going to be having a golf tournament in September to help raise funds for projects. And of course, you're all familiar with the trip of the month that we've had in the past. And you're also aware of the health fair that we have every 2 years, which was just done about 2 months ago.
It was done in April.
And
yes.
Roughly 2,000 people that came through here. So this is all because of you, supporting our foundation and supporting our community. And as a rural community, it's important we stick together. So I guess I'd like to just start off briefly by asking Mary what her job description is and where she's from and how long she's been here, and kind of start off with that. Mary?
Well, my job description is pretty varied. I work with inpatients, outpatients, the long-term care unit, and I work with the kitchen. So I do a little bit of everything.
So what's a dietitian? I mean, you just go and study an Amaral for like about 6 months, get his cookbook, and come to work, or?
Well, that sounds like a fun way to do it.
It would be. So,
actually, you have a 4-year degree, and then you have about a year internship, and then you're eligible to take the registration exam. And if you pass it, you become what they call registered. So it's like 5 years of education.
Wow. I just don't think about those things. I know we rely upon her a lot in the hospital for our patients' inpatients' dietary needs, and there is so much that goes on here as far as diets are concerned with patient needs, and also just going through the line, what's considered healthy food for you. Are you a local person? Do you come up here from Iowa originally, or where are you from originally?
I'm originally a native Iowa Citian, but I moved here from Savannah, Georgia after 12 years there. I worked all over the
Well, you've lost your accent.
I'm a native Iowan, compared to the ones down south. I'm not really Southern, I'm a northerner compared to the people down there, but.
So tell me now, every time I go by your door, I feel a little uneasy, like you're looking at me like, said, that guy needs a diet. Do you look at us and think those people need to go on a diet? Does it ever cross your mind? You're the dietitian.
Well, everybody can benefit from healthy diets, and, that takes a wide variety of food. No, I don't think I've ever thought that as you
Well, good. That makes me feel good then. They say you are what you eat. That makes me quick, easy, and then cheap. So, Robbie, I've been ignoring you just for a few minutes. What's your job description? I see you back in the kitchen all the time, yelling and screaming around, staying busy, making sure the employees are keeping active. What's your job description?
I guess I have a lot of things. I do the ordering, the scheduling, making sure that, everybody's here. And if somebody's gone, then I fill in for them. And if there's a problem, then I have to come back at night. I come back. I do all the caterings. Well, I help with them.
Do caterings?
Yeah.
Now, what does that entail? I mean, that's...
Meetings here at the hospital, caterings outside here, if we have those. Well, we only had one of those, though.
You feed the jail, huh?
Yeah, and we feed the jail 3 times a day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. We go there 3 times a day, 7 days a week.
Do they have trouble letting you out, or?
No.
Okay. How long have you worked here at the hospital, Robbie? You've been here for a while now.
I don't know.
Well, you haven't been as long as I have been, have you?
No.
Okay, well, there you go.
Probably is it 15 years, Judy?
Could be.
Yeah, something like that.
So maybe we'll get a little bit better idea of what you're doing and what you're both doing as we go through the kitchen today and kind of look at what is involved in preparing the foods. I'm curious, for example, how much hamburger does it take to make a meatloaf?
It takes 20 pounds.
Well, I just kind of wonder,
20 pounds.
20 pounds. So those are the things we want to look at in the kitchen just to get an idea of what goes on back there. And we want to thank you for your time, and we're going to fade out now and go into one of our areas in the kitchen.
Tell us.
Well, we decided to start in the kitchen here in the freezer area. And I'm sorry for the noise, but we are here where people are actually working. And as they're county employees, we appreciate the fact that they're still working. But it's 85 degrees out today. It's hot and humid. What better place to start than the freezer?
Right.
So I was just talking to the ladies here, and I wanted to know how many meals they fix in a month. And I'll tell you, I was shocked. How many meals a month do you fix this?
10,000 meals a month.
How many?
10,000 meals a month.
10,000 meals a month. And that just astounded me. But that's involved with catering.
That's caterings, inpatients, outpatients, the jail,
Okay, so we have a lot
and
of
employees.
employees too.
Yeah.
And then people who are family eating at the
Right.
restaurant also. Now, can anyone just come and eat here at the restaurant?
Yeah, they can. Anybody off the street?
Doesn't require a special milk ticket or a
No.
lunch ticket with punches?
No. The only special diets that come off the streets or whatever is physicians sending them over here to eat an adequate diet or whatever, and then they, send their orders over, and then they come and they can have breakfast, lunch, and supper here.
All 3 meals?
Yes.
Now, Mary, is that something you do? You set up the meal plan for them to eat here? Or is it?
I haven't yet. We're working on reviewing menus, but we're using
Right.
the ones.
What we usually do is we have a Jerry Menus program, and that Jerry Menus, like say you set up a diet for a patient saying that it was 1,800 calories. Okay, then on the Jerry Menus, it will shoot out a diet for that person at 1,800 calories, and we use that and go by that to feed
This is
them.
a computer program that's
Yes.
recommended by the Dietary Association or something
No,
like
it was
that?
recommended by.
It's written by Seaboard, a big company that does.
Now, what's Seaboard?
It's the name of the computer-based computer program that writes food service type.
Okay, it wasn't a bunch of
programs.
Navy men or something like that?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, let's look in the freezer now. What do you keep in the freezer?
Well, we have
You don't
cooler-
keep retired physicians in there, do you?
No,
Okay, all right.
just you when you retire.
I'd like that, yeah. Leave me up against the jukebox, that's fine.
Okay,
So,
this is the cooler and the freezer.
Well, what do we have here?
Oh my God, look it!
Judy, you mentioned something about going off your hormone replacement therapy and dieting at the same time. So what do you keep in the freezer?
I'm just cooling down.
You want to open that door, Miss Judy?
Oh, well, certainly. The food is delicious, by the way.
Now, is this something that is inspected by OSHA? I mean, OSHA is the big word for inspection. Do you have food inspectors to
We
come in
have
here?
state inspectors.
State inspectors.
Yeah, and it's from Medicare.
And so these are boxes of just frozen vegetables and fruits?
No,
or-
that's all meat.
all meat.
Yeah.
Actually, when you think about it,
Meat
that's a
and
small
potato.
refrigerator for 10,000 meals.
That's what I was thinking. So roughly, I don't know, you've got to have, what, 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of meat in there, don't you?
And you order twice a week.
Twice a week.
So let's say you go through 8,000 pounds of meat a week at least.
Yeah.
That'd be a good conservative guess, I would think. Okay, but it's not a big freezer.
No.
But you turn a lot of food over quick
Right.
because you want everything fresh.
Would you like a treat?
No, thank you. I'm on a diet.
Watermelon diet?
No, I'm on the high
Seafood
protein.
diet?
I'm afraid to talk because I'm afraid she'll
Seafood,
get
you
after
got
me.
seafood and you eat it?
Yes, that's
seafood
right.
diet.
That's right. Matter of fact, I'm on 2 diets right now because I couldn't get enough food with one diet alone. So this is the freezer, and
Okay, in this area right
Yes?
here, this salad lady usually stands here and makes her salads and that stuff.
so this is your cabbage, lettuce area,
Yeah.
tomato. Okay, we picking up okay, Richard? Okay.
This is an example of the week's menu that the computer prints out. And yes, the dietitians have to put the stuff in the computer, but they plan their meals using the week's menu for that.
So you
And
plan a month at a time or week at a time on your scheduling for ordering?
there's a 4-week cycle that repeats itself 3 times, and then 6 times, and then it goes to spring, summer, or fall, winter cycle.
Okay. All right. So you have a variety of foods based on seasons then?
Yes.
Didn't know that either. Of course, I guess you got to take advantage of watermelon and muskmelon, those kind
Right.
of things, and strawberries. So I see something back in here. Let's mosey over here.
This is the storeroom.
Oh, this is storage room. This is where you keep your canned goods,
Yes.
so don't get hung up in here. So this is not something you typically go to the grocery store and buy, is it?
No.
We have.
All the paper goods and stuff is like part clear to the back.
I mean, I'm looking at probably 1,000 cans in here. By the time you get everything added together.
Yep.
Food, produce,
Let's
ice
go out
machine.
having the food for an emergency menu too. If
Emergency
something were
menu.
to happen in the community.
This would be a good place to come if we had an actual food shortage, like, crisis situation. I could
Right.
come here and get a meal.
Right.
Okay. And you got quite a bit of storage here in back. And does this turn over frequently also?
Usually, like 1 meal, one of those roll downs are gone.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I guess so. I mean, feed a lot of people there.
right.
Alrighty.
This is the pot and pan sink area.
And who's this young gentleman?
This is Rob. He's one of our high school kids that comes over and does like school to work.
Rob? What's your last name, Rob? Bowman?
So,
Bowman. How long you been doing this now?
4 years. I've been in the work program for 4 years.
4 years now.
he's gonna graduate, so you know we're gonna lose him.
Well, you know, this is where I start off. When I was in college, I did pots and pans all the time. Worked in the kitchen. I did a lot of cooking and cleaning. I did lots of washing dishes.
So now you call him for relief pot washing.
Hey, I washed lots of pots and pans like this. I really
Hey, he
did.
came and helped us cook one time.
Did I?
Don't you remember that?
I'm kind of a blur. I don't remember too many
I
things
think you
anymore.
come and made pancakes.
Well,
one
I maybe
time.
so. Now, what's this apparatus in here?
This is the convection oven, and what it does is it cooks 25 degrees higher than what a regular oven does.
Okay,
It has air
so
circulating, extra
Right.
air circulating.
so what's the big deal about that?
It makes it's okay. It cooks stuff inside out instead of outside
Oh,
in.
okay. So that's supposed to be better?
Right.
It's like what things do you put in a convection oven?
Everything.
Same thing you put in
Turkeys,
another.
pies, cakes,
Everything.
It
and
just
it-
cooks a little faster.
faster.
Because you're
Okay.
distributing the heat.
Obviously, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Grilling, okay. All right, so we have back in here.
This is the area that cooks, and they work in both these areas. And all the stuff that they have is, you know, that they need is right here. This is a steam jacket, and what they do is put vegetables or meat or anything that they want to steam into there, punch in the time. Then when it shuts off, then it's ready to.
Is there anything in there now?
I don't think so. Oh yes,
Whoa,
there
my
is.
goodness.
Whoa.
Wait a second, I get a sauna here. That looks pretty good. Is that like a pasta dish or something?
Yes,
What is-
that's macaroni and cheese.
I love macaroni and cheese. How about you,
Yes, we
David?
need to get our forks, don't we?
So, yeah, I'll be in favor of that. All right, so the cook's primarily in this area.
Yeah, in this area.
Now, do the cooks always get along? I mean, are there any food fights or anything back here?
We can't tell you that.
I mean, that'd make it kind of fun. So, this is where Grandma cooks most of the time here?
That's where Grandma cooks. We also have deep fat fryer in the corner. Everybody loves. Oh,
So you can order fried foods here?
Yeah.
I mean, is that okay for us to eat fried
Tenderloins.
foods, Mary? I mean,
If you work a small amount in your diet, but it's not good to have them every day.
okay, but you do have deep fat fried tenderloins, onion rings.
yes. French fries,
Oh, my
All
mouth's
that
watering.
delicious things that
Yeah.
you really like to eat.
cheddar cheese balls. Yeah, everything.
It seems like when I've been around any kind of restaurant, they always have gas stoves. Is that really the way to go? I mean,
Well, as me as a cook before,
yeah,
I would say yes, gas.
okay.
Because you can see the flame and you can tell, I don't know. With electric, it's not distributed and it doesn't get hot as fast as gas.
Seems like most of your chefs like gas on television.
Yeah,
You know, Emerald cooks with gas.
right.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got an apparatus behind Rich. I just think that's a refrigerator
Yeah,
for
that's a refrigerator.
products and things. And then you've got a system for like the fire start to wipes this place off the water. Yeah, I see those around. A lot of vents, a lot of super vents going on here. Okay. Now the center part. What goes on right in this area here?
Okay, in this area here, one person stands here, which is Gavin.
Hi, Gavin. What's your
Hi.
name again?
My name's Gavin.
What's your last name?
Schwoko.
Shloko. Shwoko. Where are you from originally?
Ohio.
Ohio. Is Shwoko a real common name in Ohio?
Nope.
So what do you do here?
I put these straight together. Put the papers, silverware, napkins, and heavy on it. And then I put the hot food on them.
Okay. And then you load them up in the carts and then take them around to patients, or?
Guy on the end, whoever's on the end, loads them up on the carts.
So it's kind of like a conveyor system.
Right.
Just work it all through that way.
And the person on the other side throws all the
But
good
you
stuff
put on the vegetables and the meat.
meat and
You
vegetables, the hot stuff.
Right.
You take things out of pans to put them on the plates.
Yeah, they put them in the steam tables here.
Okay, and that stays hot all the time.
Right.
Okay, so they fix it over here at the cook's area, put in the
it over
steamer
there.
to keep it warm, and then you load on the trays and then head it out.
Right.
Okay? All right, thanks for your time.
Yep.
Ohio. And Too bad about
Okay,
those
then
bug
this
bites.
person at the end here,
Yes?
which is Mitchell
Hi,
today.
Mitch.
Hi.
What's your last name?
Quick.
Which? Wick?
Quick.
Wick, Quick. Mitchell Quick. Where are you from, Mitch?
From Fairfield.
And how long you been here now?
For 21 years.
We missed you. We missed you washing the pots and pans back here. You know, that's something true to my heart. So is that one of your jobs you have to do on a daily basis too?
Yep.
It's hard work, isn't it?
Yep.
So you're in here and you help load up the trays and they go serve to our patients up on the floors then?
Yep.
Okay. And get along with all the employees out here pretty good? No food fights or anything?
Nope. No.
Trying to find if you have food fights in here. Okay, well thank you very much for your time here, Mitch.
You're welcome.
Then in that area over there, which is or Laura, you,
Now what's in here? Just milk products?
yeah,
snacks?
milk products in here and snacks is in here for them to grab out and take to the floors.
Is this the employee coffee pot?
No, tray line coffee pot.
Oh,
It
tray
gets
line
made
coffee.
here. Put it in the pots over there, and it also is for the coffee pots up front for the free coffee for.
You keep the good stuff for yourselves?
What's good stuff?
Well, I don't know. I thought you might.
Diet Pepsi's best.
Oh, that's good. So we've got a couple people in here. We got someone taking orders for hamburgers probably in here. So what's your name?
Laura Starr,
Laura Starr. And where are you from, Laura?
Richland.
Grew up in this area?
Yeah, Fairfield.
How long you been here at the hospital?
Which time?
Which time? I'll
Well-
be back 3 this time, and I worked here like 18 before.
18. We've got some quite a few employees that have been here a long time. That says well about the work environment. You can retain employees. And what's your job?
I'm early room service. I take the orders from the patients, put the cold stuff on there, and deliver them to the patients.
All right, now you said something I'm not aware. What the patients call for orders?
Yeah, the patients call down. I answer the phone, and I put on the cold stuff like the bread and the butter and the juices and stuff, and then I deliver them to the patients.
So that's what she's doing right now.
Yeah, that's
taking
what
an order.
she's doing right now.
So I just pick up my phone in my room, say, hey, I want 3 hamburgers, 2 fries, and 2 shakes.
Well, it depends on what your diet is.
Well,
He doesn't have
Mary, what do I get? That's right. So, is there a menu that they have to go by then? Or pretty much it's up there on the floor? or-
Yeah, there's a menu in their room.
I've seen it's pretty liberal though. I mean, it's like you're in a regular restaurant. So, what's the menu like for supper night that they can choose from? Roughly, do you have any idea what's going on tonight? Someone's placed an order
She's
here
having
already.
fried chicken,
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese, corn dogs, potatoes and gravy, and beets.
She's having corn dogs with her fried chicken, macaroni and cheese.
Well, this is what's out in the dining room.
Okay, well, that's pretty good
what
to
they
me.
have to
I mean,
choose from.
You dip in the gravy a little bit, you can use those corn dogs. All right, so your job's take the orders, take it up there, serve it around. I see you on the floor a lot. So.
Yeah.
Okay, you like your job?
Yeah.
Haven't ever been sick? You don't catch things from the patients up on the floor?
Oh, occasionally, but not very often.
Not very often. Hello.
Hi.
You were busy taking an order, weren't you?
I gotta make an order right now.
So what did this person order tonight? We don't have to mention
No, this
anything.
is for right now.
For right now. I mean, well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
She didn't order.
So she wants a snack. So what does she get for a snack?
Grilled cheese on wheat and a root beer float.
Root beer float. Well, that's pretty good. So what's your name?
Desiree
Desiree
Sunquist.
Sonquist. And where are you from?
Pekin.
Pekin. And how long you been working here?
3 years.
You're just a young thing, so 3 years is pretty good. Was that just a job right out of high school?
No, I'm not as young as you think
Well,
I
she looks pretty
am.
young to me.
Yeah.
So what's your job description? You answer the telephone.
Late room service is my job description, and then I answer phone, set up the trays, get snacks ready for the diabetics upstairs and downstairs.
So diabetic snacks, so you've got a list of foods that they can and can't have
Yep.
then? So if they call back down and say, I want 3 scoops of ice cream with hot fudge, you won't let them have
Nope.
that?
They can have sugar-free ice cream.
Okay.
Or
So you're the late
Jello.
girl. That means you work later hours and Laura here was early. She
Yep.
comes in early and you come in later then.
Yep.
She
Okay.
pulled from you.
And you girls get along okay, right? You thought you were going to hide from me back there, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we're
anyway.
good.
And your job's pretty much right in this area in here. So it sounds like most people kind of have their stations they have to stick to.
Yeah.
But kind of like a bull in a china closet with me in here. So, and then back in here, then we go through the conveyor line, and then this is where they're stacked up on the trays to go to the patient room.
Right.
Okay.
And they're, like, if they have something that's not on tray line, then what they do is put it in this refrigerator over here, and if they put their juices and stuff that's for the tray line in this little refrigerator there, then all the ice cream and stuff is kept here for the tray line.
And I've noticed, where do you get most of your ice cream products? I've seen Blue Bunny.
Blue Bunny.
Wow, that's first rate. I'm pretty impressed. Did you know all this, Judy?
Well, I was aware of the delicious food I eat here.
I knew the food's good, but I didn't know like I could call down and just get a cheeseburger and a root
Hey,
beer
it's
float or
empty.
something.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So,
We can't let you back in the freezer for a while.
and I see back in the area here we've got an office, and who spends most of the time in there?
Me.
Me? You don't get much time in there if you're doing all this stuff, do you?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, yeah. So let's make our way to the front line here so we see where people actually get. We're now in an area that most of you will be seeing when you come through the kitchen, the serving area. But I wanted Richard just to kind of focus in. Something that I've known is probably one of the best kept secrets in the community are the prices of eating at Jefferson County Hospital. And we have excellent restaurants in our community, but the prices are something that shocked me. And for example, this was a lunch menu today. Besides what you can order off, besides, like you could still order a tenderloin or French
Right.
fries or onion rings or something else outside, salad bar besides what's on this menu. But like you've got sweet and sour chicken with rice for $1.30. Now that's a pretty good sized portion. I've seen that. And then they could have potatoes and gravy for 50 cents. But it's very common, isn't it, Robbie, for them to eat lunch in here for $2 to $3?
Correct.
You mentioned your special needs clients. How much does it cost them to eat here every meal?
If they eat in the dining room, it's $2.25 a meal. If they have it carried out, we have to charge for the containers that they take with them, and it's $3 a meal.
So for 3 meals a day, they can be eating here under $8 a day.
$9.
$9 a
Yeah.
day. That's a pretty good deal. And that's all dietitian reviewed, dietary department reviewed diets that are considered healthy and appropriate for them.
Correct.
That's pretty good. But I know that over the years, taking my family to the eat lunch here, and like on a Sunday, it's very easy to feed a family of 4 for under $12. That's pretty hard to beat that.
Right.
And nothing to say about that at restaurants, but I don't know where you can eat cheaper in town.
Oh,
And what I didn't realize is that anyone can eat here. I thought you had to be a family of a patient or visiting someone or an employee here, but it's open to the whole public.
It's open to the public.
And you don't mind someone coming off the street and say, hey, I want a burger and fries? And
No.
So that's kind of good for now. So any of you that in the air, feel free to drop in and hold Robbie up to a warrior today. So right in here, I like this area. This is usually where you keep the food, right? And this is where you're.
This is the serving line, yes.
Okay. And when I come through, you always make sure you give me a little extra, don't you?
Well, we're not supposed to tell that.
That's right. That's right. So they go through here and then they get their bags of chips if they want them, and we've got treats. Are these okay for us to eat, Mary? I mean, these are treats that you would say is okay.
No, because it's not healthy for you.
It's not healthy for you. This is junk food stuff.
Some of it is, some of it's not, but
Well, like I've got the kudos.
they can be actually worked in on a diabetic diet on some of them.
I think a lot of people on diabetic diets think they cannot have carbohydrates or sweets, but that's really wrong, isn't it?
You can have a lot of the same foods that everybody else has. It's just you have to read labels and
And
moderation and
Yeah.
portions.
The days of just handing someone a sheet for diabetes, say here's 1,200 calories. I want you to lose 50 pounds. That's pretty well out of vogue now, isn't it?
Well, they use a lot of what they call constant carb counting now instead of the calorie level. But there's many different ways if you're diabetic to still keep your blood sugars under control. So we have many options to work with.
And that's where you come in to help those people understand their diet so they know what they can and can't eat, what the portions roughly are.
You mean how much carbohydrate? Well, current recommendation from the American Diabetic Association is about 50% carbohydrate, 30% protein or 30% fat, and 15% protein.
And the person on the street generally doesn't know what those mean, so that is kind of helpful to talk to someone like you so they understand those proportions. But as you can see with the ice here is where they keep like the yogurts, the
No.
pies,
Yeah, pies, desserts, cakes,
and
meat salad, so that they can make a meat salad sandwich.
yes,
And the pickles and ketchup, or pickles and onions for sandwiches or
condiments
whatever.
are in here.
In this area.
All right.
Then there's ice cream bars, whatever you want in there.
Then that's a meal for
Yes, that would be a meal for some of us
Would you
today.
like, Doc?
Well, I'm talking. Mama told me not to eat and talk at the same
You
time.
can't have a Snickers at this
No,
time.
I'd love to have a Snickers, but we can't have that right now.
Okay, in this here, we usually keep Slim Fast for people that want their meal on wheels, or whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
And Slim Fast is okay for those people who are on diet restriction or calorie restriction?
some of them. I usually like to teach them how to use real foods because I think it's easier to, when you learn with real food, to stay with real food. After a while, some people get tired of that, but some people like that. It's a tool for some
Quick and
people.
easy.
Right. We also store water in here in the milk so that when they come down, they can just get this. And then the pot machine's on the other side.
Right, and then we've got, looks like a cappuccino maker and hot water for tea here. And
Yep, hot water.
I also noticed a soft pack ice cream machine back
that
there.
was from the auxiliary picked that up because some patients down there wanted it. So the auxiliary paid for a part of it, and then the hospital paid for the rest of it.
And so you'll keep condiments out here for hot fudge to have hot
Oh,
fudge
yeah.
sundaes. Pretty nice. That's right. Most of the people that use that are like a long-term care here or nursing home status over here at Downey.
Yeah, but a lot of employees use
Employees
it
do too.
And then out there we have a salad bar.
Okay. And is that used quite a bit, is it? The
Yes,
salad bar?
every day.
So how much does it cost, like if I just want to eat go to the salad bar?
Okay, there's 3 different sizes.
Well, what size do you think I'd want and how much would that cost me?
$1.75.
Is that the large size?
Yes. I didn't mean it that way, but you
Okay,
know.
that's all right. $1.75 for large.
Right.
How about itty bitty, something that you would eat?
50.
50 cents?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice range.
Can you, what's a head of lettuce cost, $1?
Well, yeah, no. Depends on what week
Well, if
you
I was to go
buy.
to the grocery store.
Yeah, if you went to the
$1.
grocery store, it'd be $1,
So I can get a whole
$1.25.
salad bar for $1.75.
Right.
Pretty
See?
good deal.
Pretty cheap.
And of course, we always keep the dining room nice and clean, and it gets pretty crowded at times. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
And then we have an adjunct room that we use frequently.
We also serve long-term people in there now, and they start eating at 11:30, and it's just for lunch only. They eat in their rooms the rest of the time, and they're served like a restaurant.
Like a congregate meal environment.
Right. They're handed a menu, and they can pick and choose what they want off of it, and then we go get it, take it to them, just like a restaurant.
That's nice.
Yeah, they enjoy it.
Yes, I would too.
Their own personal service.
Right.
They want to come up for a cup of coffee and a cookie, they can get that too. They
Anytime.
can have coffee anytime.
It's a social
So
gathering
it's sort of
place.
like being at home, you know, just going.
I noticed you got a popcorn machine over there too that makes popcorn.
Yes.
That's open to the employees and people
Yes.
that want to eat some free popcorn.
But there's certain people that are, it's designated for only certain people to make it.
Okay.
They're official
you know.
poppers.
Yeah,
Official
they're
poppers.
official poppers.
Yes, yes. Well, anyway, I think we're
Then
pretty
if
well-
we're closed or whatever,
Yeah.
they can also get snacks out of the machine over there, or they can, there's coffee here and water.
So
and
what
tea
are our
on the
hours?
front.
What are the hours here for the kitchen to be open?
Okay, 7 in the morning till 10 is breakfast. Then it closes so they can clean up for that. Then at 11:30 it opens until 1 o'clock, and then it opens at 5:30 till 6:30.
And then
At
we
night.
always have the room service that
Yeah.
is the hours in between.
Right.
Well, the person calls up for a cheese sandwich and a root beer float.
Yep.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's my kind of person.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I want to thank you for your time, Rob. We're going to talk to Mary a little bit about
Okay.
her job. Thank you for opening the kitchen to us. We sure appreciate the time you took with
You're
us today.
welcome, hon.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks.
I thought we might just talk to Mary just for a few minutes here. I just had some own questions that I hear a lot in the office, and Mary is really truly our expert here today. And I do refer patients to Mary, as do other physicians in the community. I refer to Mary like for diabetic counseling with diets, but there's a lot more to it than just the counseling on diabetic diets. People who have hypertension, people who have trouble with their cholesterol, which is a popular item, and we're glad that people are paying attention to it now. People who have renal diseases, kidney disorders. There's a multitude of disorders that require special diets. And we're glad that Mary's here because we can refer them to her, and she can model a diet that's appropriate for that individual. And most times I just say, I refer them to a dietitian for counseling on a diet appropriate for diagnosis. And I kind of turn it over to her. So if I send someone into you that says, this person's diabetic, is about 50 pounds overweight, what happens then? I just kind of turn my to you. Do you like laugh and me say, oh, you didn't give me any more instructions, or?
No, well, what I try to do is to ask the client what he wants. I mean, is he willing to lose weight? And sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. You know, it's hard to lose weight, so it's work, and I try to find things they're willing to commit to so that they can be successful, you know.
And so based on what their ideal weight is and their body build, you can determine the diet that can help them gain their help them with their weight loss to get to their goals?
Well, if they're overweight and they're diabetic, frequently a 10% weight change is going to show a big improvement in their blood sugar. So if somebody comes to me and they're 250 pounds, if they were to lose 25 pounds, which is 10%, they may still be overweight, but their blood sugars may be better.
Okay.
So, I mean, you have to, it's sometimes easier to talk somebody into losing 25 pounds instead of saying you have to lose 100 pounds right off the bat, you know. So I try to work with them and set realistic goals so that they can be successful. And I try to find out what foods they eat and use some of those foods in their meal plan so that they're more apt to stick to their meal plan, and try to get them to find areas that they want to work on.
We hear so much about the pyramid. What is the pyramid?
The Food Guide Pyramid is dietary guidelines that have been set up to help people know how much to eat. And there's actually several pyramids. They have them for Mexicans, almost anything you can think of, Japanese. So that's what you need to eat in that type of diet to get a basic amount of nutrients. And the lowest number of servings on the Food Guide Pyramid is about 1,600 calories. And if you eat the top of the servings recommended, you can actually get 2,800. So it gives you an idea of what a serving size is and what the food groups are. And starches make up the bottom. And your fats and sugars, actually, they want you to eat those less often, but there are foods that include those in all the food groups, really.
What are some of the most common questions you get from patients and from employees when they talk to you about just basing your job or about eating in general?
Well, of course, the Atkins diet gets a lot of press.
Yes.
And I think the jury's still out on that. I think we're seeing recommendations come from both ends, a little bit towards the middle. I guess I lean more towards complex carbohydrates, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, that they're important in your diet. And I don't think most people need more than 4 to 6 ounces of meat a day, which some people eat in one meal. And I think people don't get enough calcium in their diets today. And there's actually new research out that says getting your calcium in your diet actually helps you lose weight too. You know, so there are current recommendations for including low-fat, calcium, dairy products in your diet. So we're learning a lot. Nutrition's a new science, really. It's only been around about 100 years or so.
What's interesting is a lot of your medical schools, it's changing, but if you go back 15, 20 years ago, that was probably one of the, I guess, lowest on the totem pole issues that was discussed in our training curriculum. And so older physicians, as myself and older, rely a lot on our dietitians. We understand the basics, but when it comes to expertise as far as organizing a diet, I prefer much more to give it to a dietitian as for the things we just talked about today. Well, I want to thank you for your time today, Mary.
Thank you.
And I guess at this point, I just want to encourage you to visit our dining room at Jefferson County Hospital. You found out it's well priced. It has healthy food, great hours for accessibility, open to the public, and we do hear a lot of good reviews from our employees and patients and visitors about the quality of food. And I will say that I've eaten in a lot of hospitals around the state because, as you know, I give a lot of talks around the state of Iowa and the Midwest, and we really do have an excellent food service when I go and compare our meals to what I've eaten in other areas. So at this point, once again, thank you for the support of the foundation. We look forward to talking with you again in the future for another program. And if you have any concerns or any ideas for future programs, please feel free to give Judy Cox a call at Jefferson County Hospital here at 472-4111. And we'll look forward to seeing you again for another program. You all have a nice day.